Hello everybody, welcome. We're going to be doing a unit review over 4 selected units from our beautiful Discord, guys. So we're going to be trying to do this on I will say about a weekly basis right now. Everything is all experimental, but we have a few beautiful units that we had craftedly picked by Miss Inyate. Miss Inyate, say hello. That's a lot better hello than last time. Last time it was like the most quietest hello I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, oh. And then I gave it like a virtual pass. But we also have my boy Perez. What's going on, Perez?
What's good, y'all?
I love that right there. I love it. Okay. So without further ado, I don't want to talk you guys' ears off right here. So first thing we have right now is our boy Zelg rocking out. You guessed it, Zelg, right there. Zelgius is looking at a nice 40+1 right now. Now, I've always really liked watching, so Zelgius, like a little bit about him, he's been wanting to get him so bad. Like, he's been wanting to get so many more extra merges for the lad. I really feel for him. He puts a lot of work inside of his build. As you can tell, he's a very expensive build, which he has Barrier Blade to try to fix up that very bad res he normally has, which if you kind of look at it right now, he's actually pretty solid right now, looking at a nice 31. But what he's able to do really is be able to have that nice attack res bond 4, which is really nice to have right there, which again gives that extra +7. Why was I thinking it was only +6 to attack and +7 to res? Maybe I'm off. I swear that's a different move. What move is that I'm thinking about, guys? Maybe that's Swiss Sparrow I'm thinking about. Is that Swiss Sparrow?
Do you know?
Swiss Sparrow 3 gives +6 attack and +7 speed, I think, though. Am I right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of. So okay, with that being said, so it's 7/7 during combat, so that's also really nice whenever you're going in there and attacking, as long as you're adjacent, which is going to help him out a lot. Now, Warp Powder, I think, is like I said, one of his unique skills, which I've always liked. Whenever changed his B slot there. Now, threat and attack speed. Now, I actually got railed a little bit with this one before because I didn't know the actual, like, I guess like the actual definition of what this did specifically. But the thing is like now that I know, it actually is very solid. Really helps out with his speed and helps out with a speed attack and also being able to inflict those debuffs too. It's going to help him out a lot because his speed with this is going to actually jump up to about, just this alone is going to be 39, which is really nice. Also, Cell, thank you for the host, my friend. Much appreciated, Cell. You're awesome. And then having that right there is going to be able to give him that nice 39 speed, as well as having a little bit more attack, which he does need. I'm not going to lie, but he does have it where he has the barrier on there. So
Warp drugs.
Warp drugs, absolutely. Thank you for the bits, my friend. And then he has the fortress, because he's trying to help out that res, because anything that he can do to try to make himself, I would say, balanced is what he's trying to go for, the better. And to be honest, I've used his build a few times before and it actually works out really solid. There's a few things that I could say that he can change up, and maybe he wants to change it up more when he gets more merges, I'm assuming. But looking at his stats right there, you're looking at 53 HP, 48 attack, which of course attack's gonna be a little bit low, but again, you also have attack respawn, which is what you're gonna try to be doing. That extra +7 is gonna make it so you're going from nothing to something really quick. And then of course with the threat and attack, you're gonna get some extras. Actually, guys, really quick, does the threat and attack speed, is that something that's that shows? Is it actual buff, or is it something that's during combat? I always forget on that one. So like right now, are the stats on there?
No.
No, it's a combat.
Okay.
This is a combat buff, and it's a visible buff as well.
Okay, so it is a visible buff though. So like right now the stats are on.
Buff.
So gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I just want to make sure, because I don't see this one much. It's a newer skill, so plus I don't know how to read, so Nino right here.
Do my best.
And then let's see what else we have right here with it. Is just to be able to just pretty much balance himself out right there. Being able to have all this extra like attack and the speed will help this out drastically. And then we're looking at solid defense right there, which is very nice. And then his res, like I said, it's pretty average, but you know, it is what it is with that. But one thing I'm noticing is that he has Glacies on. I don't know how I feel about the Glacies with only 31 res. Even with the bond and everything, possibly. I almost want to say with his defense being so high, I would have something where it's more consistent. Because for some reason, if you just like don't have someone near you, then again you are slow. But like, and you always kind of want to have somebody around. But I would say that maybe you would go for possibly like a bigness or like a bonfire or something, where pretty much really utilizes that defense on the consistency. But for the most part though, it's a really nice build. Inya and Perez, how do you guys feel about this?
Well, first of all, chat's telling you that with all the buffs and stuff together, this man has a 45 res.
Oh, does it? Okay, so
Because he got Barrier Blade too, right?
he does have Barrier Blade right there. Oh, that's right. It is during combat. See, I knew I missed something. I see what he has right there. Okay. So I guess I was thinking of more consistency. So the unsubbed, there it is, Havoc, right there. I was waiting for it right there. You know, again, you know, when I see visual stuff right there, I'm surprised President just jump in and say, hold on a minute. What happened? Wait a minute.
Well, I'm waiting for my turn. So.
Okay. So my turn's over, and now that I know a little bit, I can possibly change up how I would say it. Glaciers is fine. Never mind. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Indian Perez, you guys have anything else to say on that one?
I mean, you've said pretty much everything that I can think of.
Okay. Perez, what about you?
Zeldius is a pretty fast armor unit, so if you could get like a speed IV on him, that'd make him a little more balanced and everything. Or if he wants to go for the full res, you know, he could get a boon for it.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that too a little bit there, because if he is going this route, which clearly, then you might as well go all in. You know what I mean? Because what, like, you lose that defense, still be at 40, so that'd be really nice still. So I mean,
and having warp powder with the bond skill, you know, they synergize very well and everything. So popping off Glacies won't be too hard if he has bond skill and everything with barrier blade and the fortress res.
Right. So the real question though is, would you still have the Glacies over Black Luna though?
Black Luna is a good skill to have and everything, but with a build like this, where you can have one of the highest res for an armor unit, you know, a little more power coming out of it when you have Glacies instead of Black Luna.
I can see that. Yeah, that was my only thing. It was like you have Black Luna, and you also have which she's not going to be utilizing. And then I see what he's doing with the res. I was thinking more consistency, but to be honest though, if you're attacking, it is player face if I remember correctly though, right? No, or is it just in general your combat? Oh, never mind. That's just in general.
What confuses me about this is that you have the Glacies, but then you have barrier blade. Barrier blade makes him like an enemy phase unit. But then he doesn't have like distant counter or anything, so it's like, unless like he's getting the Glacies if he's being hit by melees.
Oh, yep, that's true. Hey, really quick guys, let me give a quick shout out to Old Ryan, man. Thank you so much for the sub, man. I really appreciate it. My friend, I missed you. I miss you so much. Like I said, just real quick.
We all missed our Ellie bro.
Yes, the Ellie god, the Ellie bro. I know, he hasn't been here in so long, so it is good to see you again, friend. And thank you for the sub, man. I really appreciate it. Oh, sorry. Go right ahead again. Sorry about that.
No, it's just that like, cause like in the chat, someone was saying earlier as well how like Glacies is like he gets maximum value out of Glacies only on enemy phase. But then on enemy phase at the same time, like without distant counter, you're not gonna be using it half the time. Because like the only time when like when I guess your res is important is when you're being hit by range units, and most of those are gonna be mages.
Right. See, yeah, and that's kind of and I understand what you're saying with that right there. You're gonna have he has some skills that kind of synergize with like being offensive, and I don't know. Well, what would you have instead then?
If he wants to keep the bond skill, he should have his regular sword on instead to have that built-in DC and stuff.
Granted,
the thing
he would
is
lose
like
7, or actually no, he would actually lose 11 res though. That's the only bad part.
Yeah, but with the bond skill working with warp powder and you have fortress res and everything, you don't really need all that res unless you want to keep Glacies.
That's true. And then he can swap it up a little bit, which I can totally see that. So that makes complete sense. And then to be able to get that extra speed and everything too, I think that would actually help out a lot. I would say though that if he's gonna lose 11 res though, I'm not sure how I feel about the fortress res in that situation. Then it would kind of like just get rid of everything. Well, no. Actually, I take that back.
It's mostly there to boost up Glacies, I assume.
Yeah. You know what? I can see that then, because if that's the case, then he can technically have that on there, even though he'd be losing the 3 attack. I guess it won't really matter in that sense because he'll have that extra 7. So if anything, he's gonna be getting pretty much 12 right there. Even though he'll lose 11, he'll get his DC, and then yeah, I can see that too. That works out very well. Because at this point, he's starting to become kind of overkill with it, with this like, well, not overkill. You can never go wrong with what do we say, like 45 res. So if you lose a little bit of that res, add on onto his sword right there, he can definitely be a lot more balanced right there and be able to pop out his DC. and then actually be able to use that correctly, which I can understand that makes sense. So very nice build though, without a doubt.
That's a very unique build.
Double bond as well.
Yep, that is also true. A double bond would actually work out very well. Actually, to tell you the truth, having the way that you have it, that does kind of make a lot more sense with that. Because if you have one bond, especially if you're really depending on it right there, you're going to definitely be dependent on bonds. But to be honest, that actually works out very well. I think that would actually possibly work a little bit better, honestly. So depends, of course, on the situation too, because you're just going to get those straight, just flat stats. Of course, minus, you're going to be losing that -3, which I don't think you care about all that much, but if you change back over to your regular weapon, I think you might want to consider that, which will definitely help you out just in general. But I mean, all in all, though, it's a very good build, very unique, just like you said. So, all in all, though, I think my mods have everything said there, so we're going to probably move on to the next unit. Now we have Libra right now, so, whoo, baby. So, let me tell you something about Libra. So, this is also from Minerva, which is one of our other mods, actually. So, he got in, so this is interesting. I've been wanting to review one of Minerva's mods, review one of Minerva's units for a while now. I think Libra is probably one of, like, the better free-to-play green axe units right there. Like, for instance, like if you had enough of him and you really want a green axe unit, I would say build him, because the only other one that's slightly maybe a little bit better but more expensive, of course, is going to be Small Child, or that's going to be Yogurt herself. I think she was like slightly better, I think, but not by much, if I remember correctly. How much is the BTS difference? Do you guys know off the top of your head?
No, but I can look it up.
Yeah. I mean, granted. Actually, you know what? I always forget. Yogurt doesn't have a personal axe, if I remember correctly, right? I don't think so. I think she has just the break plus, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't the weapon that on right now? Isn't that?
Yeah.
Actually, that is. Wow. Never mind. I was asking for it, but I was like, you know what? That rake looks so familiar.
Yeah, it was right in front.
Yeah, I was like, it looks so familiar. It's like, sure enough, there's a reason why it looks familiar. Destroyed Small Child.
Has 4 more BST than Libra does.
Yeah, so like a slight, like I mean, I guess the issue with Libra before, and this was something that even when I wasn't here, like when I was looking it up, like he had a lot of Banes, if I remember correctly. You had to have a specific one to make it work, because you weren't able to just get rid of it before they fixed that, and now it just goes away completely. So now that that's actually not a thing anymore, pretty much like you can pretty much build him like with speed or attack or whatever the case. It doesn't really matter, because you're not going to have any kind of Bane. So with that being said, there now he's actually really solid. So I'd always say that it's like, if you like Summer Yogurt, go for it. She's a really good unit, but she's gonna be expensive, and I still see a decent amount of Libras, so I would say like go for it if you want it. But anyway, going over his build right here, like I said, he firstly destroyed her, so but it's actually a really good, I like her rake. Like I said, again, rally hone, to be able to add that on, to get an extra attack and defense +4 during combat. So it's definitely going to help him out with it. I mean, that little bit more attack. I don't think his attack's weak at all, but to be able to go and give him more sustain, especially with that defense in there, is really going to help him out a lot. Rapture Sky, which is expensive but very nice. I would always say that if you have a Rapture Sky and if you have a favorite unit, go for it. Go for it, because it's really nice. Like, if you have good enough attack, you're going to be able to go and hit hard, and also, again, you're going to be, when it comes to those dragons and beasts, like I said, rip dragons, but of course beasts will definitely be popping up more and more. We've already seen them. They're going to be coming in, so you'll have something to do a little bit more damage on them. You know, just like that little bit extra push, but it's very expensive, so. And then you have attack speed push, which again, this is something that has been new for me, but I've been seeing more and more of it, and to be able to add those extra attack and speed plus to you right there is going to be really solid, honestly. And with him, if you really think about this, just with this alone, to be able to add that extra +7 into your speed right there to give you that nice 50 speed just from this alone is going to be really nice. No one's really going to be doubling you. You're going to be doubling pretty much everybody. I don't know too many people that are pushing into that range without going overboard. Actually, it almost kind of seems like it's pushing it to that point, but it's still nice. It's really nice, and I guess it's safety at that point. Perez and India, how do you guys feel about 50 speed though? Do you think it's overkill, or do you think that it's something where it's like that's okay?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know where Min is using this guy. But if it's like anything like AR with like mystic buffs and stuff like that, like speed in that mode goes like you get some pretty insane stats. In which case, like, I don't think like 50 speed, it's like potentially a little bit overkill, but at the same time, you need 5 more speed than other units to double, and the speed cap is just slowly getting higher and higher.
That's true. That's true. I would say that definitely helps him out in general for the future. So it makes him more future proof. So when people are like more general, he's still good because his speed is actually really solid. So I can see that. I can see that. And but also be able to have that extra +7 for attack too is actually really nice. Also makes it so that he can push up just with his skill alone right there is going to give him at least 61. And then of course you have your shoreline rake, which is going to help you out, give you that extra 4, and your defense. So again, very solid right there. Now it seems like with Rapture Sky, of course, you know, it's only on a 2 cooldown, so pretty much since you're doubling all the time, he's pretty much has his wrath right there to be able to go and help him out there, trigger it off, and be able to go and make it so that he's going to be popping extra damage. So let's just say that this lad is hitting hard. He's hitting really hard. And then, of course, he's helping his friends with his drive skills. I think drive skills are nice. How do you feel about drive skills on him, though? Like, I always feel drive skills are really nice on, like, units that are maybe a little bit more bulkier. Not saying he's not bulky, but, like, I don't know. I feel like he can almost kind of, like, give him, like, almost make it so that he works more with his... I don't know what Minerva's team looks like. But I also want to say that he could probably do something a little bit different, but I could be wrong. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, since he is like a wind blessed, it seems like this is an arena build, and having drive skills during arena is pretty good. Which, you know, you're not doing like AR maps where you have to be separated from your team like most of the time. So
right,
having a 2 space between each ally is pretty good.
That makes sense.
Instead.
That actually makes sense with that right there. I guess I should notice with like the blessing right there, and like to be able to figure out that he's probably using it for that. So that makes sense.
Yeah, and if he runs him with like, I think whichever one of legendary Lucina or legendary Lynn, whichever one gives speed, they'll definitely put him over with like, you know, the boost that you get from being with them, one of them.
Okay, and that actually makes a lot of sense there. So okay, fair enough. So, you know what?
And you gotta look at the blessings.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I have a hard time with the blessings. I'm a little bit of a pleb when it comes to blessings, so I gotta work on that. I gotta, like I said, I need to work on that. But like I was saying with that, though, that does make a lot more sense with that. So with that being said, though, definitely gonna help out his team out a lot too. If he didn't want to go down this route, he could always change out his sleeve for numerous amount of things right there. He can go for the attack. So he can go for attack smoke, defense smoke. He can go for Rose, which I know Inya loves so much. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Inya?
No, I don't even want to answer that.
You can go for a lot of things for in the C slot with that, but again, it's probably going to be for a helpful. It's probably trying to help him out inside of arena, so I can understand that. And then the S slot, of course, again, it determines what you're trying to do. He has a lot of attack. It also has tons of speed, so you can easily go for the freaking flashing blade without a doubt. If you want to change this up a little bit to make it so he really wants to utilize it. But he also has wrath too, so technically, I'm all over the place now. So technically, it really just depends. He'll be popping off Rapture Sky like consistently, which he's probably going to be doing already. But I mean, again, he can change up things a few ways, but what's really nice about him is that it's very flexible, which is awesome. Like I said, anything with flexibility is always going to be pretty solid. So, and again, looking at his stats right there, we're looking at 50 HP, 54, and again, base without, of course, anything on there. 54 attack, 43 speed. Defense is at 33, and res is at 34, which is just like base without anything, which, of course, he has tons of extra stats he's going to be added on to himself right there. It's very nice right there. Of course, his I would say with the short rake and everything, I would say his lowest is going to be his res with 34, but 34 is none to scuff at. I think it's still pretty good. Granted, as the mages are getting stronger and stronger nowadays, it seems like it's starting to become... I'm trying to think where the new base is going to be for res, but I mean, even still, 34 res is, like I said, very good. I like it a lot still, and he can still change that up to buff it up if he really wanted to. So
he does have the double rally plus, so he could cover himself with the res and everything.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, I can see that there. And yes, I will, right there. I can definitely fix that up. I'll add you probably right after we're done with these, all right? Inya, do you have anything else to say on this?
My only problem with this as an arena build, like, if it's arena assault, it doesn't matter. But, like, if this is one of his cheerleader units in arena, like... he doesn't have anything to stop the guy from doubling and stealing kills with the bonus unit. In which case, that's going to impact his score, which I don't know how much he cares about that, but... Right.
I guess, like for optimization, that's pretty... Like I can understand that.
Yeah, because if you want an arena support unit, you want them to babysit your bonus unit. and this guy's just gonna take all the kills.
Mm-hmm. No, which I can see that too, right there. So maybe he's trying to do a little bit of both. Maybe he's trying to flex them both. I am not entirely sure. That's my guess. Is he's probably maybe trying to do everything, which you can do that with some
like
units.
A support who can attack, pretty much.
Yep, just like dancers that can kill nowadays.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Fina.
Yep, I know that is
Melee
crazy.
Micaiah.
16.
Yeah, Dancer Micaiah has been here for years now.
All I
You got
know
Dancer
is
Micaiah, you got OG Micaiah, now you have Melee Micaiah.
I know, and let's just talk about that new 16 might weapon right there. That's ridiculous for a dancer.
Dancer is
Oh
Char.
yeah,
Yep,
Dancer
exactly.
Tar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quads, and she has decent speed too. So I mean, you can make that work and just make her actually do some really solid damage and quads. So, but all in all, though, very good build. Mods, you guys have anything else to say on these?
Staff Micaiah for legendary.
True.
Staff Micaiah incoming.
It's coming. It's coming in hot.
Razzle Dazzle Micaiah.
So you guys have anything
Staff
else
Valencia,
to add on this
though.
one by any chance? Before we move on to the next?
Well, he does have the rally that goes with the weapon and everything, and then you have attack speed push to go with wrath and everything, and then the double drives to go with the rally. So there's a lot of mixing and everything with the build, but they all go together somehow.
Yeah. And I always have like this thing where I don't really like to mix. I usually like to have one person just like dominate it with her, unless for some reason
Yeah, one
their kit.
designated role.
That's usually how I feel with it, but I mean, I can see what he's
Micaiah
going with
murders
it.
Veronica and steals her staff.
It's pretty much a
Exactly,
utility
stolen.
knife.
Exactly. Yeah, so all in all, though, really nice build. I like it a lot, Minerva. Like I said, if you watch this in the future, which I'm hoping that you will, hopefully tomorrow, like I said, that's how we feel with it, but your build is very solid, so keep it up, man. Uh-oh. The Julius! Maybe I should let you start this one off, because, like, this is, like, your baby right here.
Like I said, this is a
Go for
boy
it.
who's very, very close to my heart, but also about as far away from my heart as humanly possible.
Go on.
I mean, when Shento started building this kid, he did tell me, but he didn't tell me what he was gonna do.
Well, how do you feel about it, though? With the build and everything else right now, how do you feel with everything?
Doing a video game.
It's a good build. Like,
Let's go.
Loftus is a bad weapon.
What? See,
But
you know,
he capitalizes on his weakness. Like, he debuffs. He debuffs with Loftus. He debuffs with attack smoke. So, like, if anyone that's not, like, his sister, then like, he's basically smoking them for 7, and then Loftus reduces 6, so you're losing 13 attack just by him. You lose the sabotage at the beginning as well, so you're already starting off with minus 16, with minus 13 attack, which is pretty solid. Like, makes him deceptively tanky.
man, I mean, that's like a very, I don't know, it's like a very, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I mean, okay, so I always tease you about him, as you know. Like I said, I think he's a very interesting unit. The only thing with this is that I don't know how I really feel about it all right there, because like if you look at his kit just in general, right? So like going over some of his stats, right? So if you're looking at him with his attack res bond right there, of course, that's always going to be a solid move right there, because you're looking at +7 on there, as well as his res, because his res is very solid right there. So you're going to be seeing that really high. So you can tell that he's going for his iceberg. He wants to go and pop off these specials. He's probably trying to work with that specifically. That's why he has sabotage res, because he knows his res is high, and he's going to try to keep it up that way. I would say for this is that attack smoke could work right here. I don't know how you feel about his C slot per se. I know he just...
I like the attack smoke more than I like the sabotage res.
Okay.
The attack smoke, like he goes in, he attacks, even if he doesn't kill, like everybody's getting minus 7.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone in the area is getting minus 7.
Gotcha.
And then they're getting an extra minus 6 as long as they're not dragon effective. So as long as there's no Deirdre, Julia, Falchians in the area. So like they're losing 13 attack.
Right.
Straight up.
Which I can understand that right there. So you're definitely going to be... The biggest thing with this guy is that his defense is so low that you... I mean, like...
Merges.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, even with merge and stuff like that, His defense is quite low with that. It's going to make it so that, of course, you will be mainly going to be worrying about mages. That is like all you are. You're anti-mage. You're anti-mage. So like you're going to be going like, hey, like if you can build that up a little bit, especially with his attack respawn, I think that's going to help him out a lot right there, because it's going to be giving him that natural 46 right there with all that. And to be able to go and have that quicker post, to be able to go and hit some hits off right there, it'll be able to try to proc off his iceberg a little bit more. That's going to be his best thing right there. I would say like his best thing he needs to really focus on right now is his iceberg. Trying to find any way to proc off his iceberg as much as he can, because his red is nothing to scuff at. It's really nice. So all in all though, it's really good. But again, what really needs, what's going to help him and what he really needs is merges, big time merges, and something to make this work, because with how the units are going nowadays. Also, Kiro, how you doing, friend? With how things are going right now, you're going to need to be able to have more HP, because look at that, that's a minuscule 39. So that's the issue that I'm worried about. His attack's nothing really compared to people. I mean, we were talking about it before, like some people are like in like the 60s right there, and then they could just keep buffing it up, and you're just like, geez Louise. And then of course his speed, of course, is really slow, and his defense, but his res is what is like his grace right there. That is like his top tier. So I mean, he has stuff to make that work. It's just he has a lot of flaws with that. But if you can merge him up, try to make it so that you really, because if you really like him, you really want to do it right there. It doesn't matter if he is falling a little bit behind with everything. Just try to do your best with him right there. So merge him up, try to do his best. I can clearly see that he's trying to really emphasize on his res to be able to try to drop people out there. So he still hits hard with everything, and then that iceberg is not a scuff at there. He'll definitely hit hard with that. So I would say that is his biggest thing, is specials. So, but all in all though, that's kind of how I see with that. I really don't have anything else really to comment on that. Indy, do you have anything else?
I think if Shento can get him to like max merges and stuff, what he could do is run a CC and Mystic boost. And then like as long as the dragon's name is Tiki or Naga, then like that would make him like a pretty solid Dragon Slayer as well.
I can see that. I would say anything that he can pop on to. Would you consider taking off his V slot for the Sabotage Res and maybe adding like, I don't know, something to drop down the iceberg, like a special spiral possibly?
Yeah, I can see that happening, like sturdy impact special spiral.
Okay, that's kind of like the only other thing.
He wants like
Yes, I can see that too. That would work out. So all in all though, pretty decent build. Like again, these units tend to have like a niche, I would say, and he definitely has a niche with what I can see right there. So again, I would definitely mainly use him for icebergs, and of course with what he actually has. Because he has some issues with that. But I mean, again, res, that's the biggest thing that he has, and of course he's able to go against dragons, but then again, a lot of people can nowadays. So again, like I said, rip Havoc for the dragon lover. So I do apologize for that. I feel bad for you, I really do. But that's all I got for him right there. Perez, do you have anything?
Well, basically what Lunar just said, you know, you gotta keep Julius out of Astra season with Naga and everything. Because his weakness is dragon effectiveness now, so they literally did him dirty when they introduced Naga.
Yes, I know, they so did.
Can you review my land?
They so did.
The build is great and all and everything. It's just very reliant on iceberg, which isn't a bad thing and all. But
what's going on, Nico?
For Julius, who doesn't double naturally or anything like that, it's going to be hard to get iceberg on a consistent basis.
Yes, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is like, it's so hard to set it up right there, but if you can, it does well. It does great. And also Emblem, we have build submissions in the like way out in like so pretty much we plan these out. So we don't do anyone that just does it right now. It's all people that have kind of already submitted everything in. So if you do want to be in for the next one, this is for anybody. If anyone wants to come in and join, guys, feel free to go ahead and join our Discord. That is where you can actually throw your builds in midway right there. Inya usually sets up a list. She does very good work because Inya's great. Pretty much she'll get everything set up right there. You'll be inside of the next review, guys, and we pretty much try to shuffle everybody in. We pick 4 select people to pretty much start us off for a video, and then after that we pretty much go from there and just do all of the builds. So, but again, Julius right there, nice build. Again, hard to really use nowadays, I feel like, with certain things, but very nice when you can actually make it work. And of course, the merges will definitely help him out and be able to fix up some of the stats that he's lacking on. So, but all in all, that's it. That's all I have for him. Who this? I don't know this guy. Who are you? I'm just kidding. Perez. I love it. Perez, you finally made it in. Nims.
You gotta say his name now. You gotta say his name.
Self.
We could just skip to the next one now.
I'm not saying it because I'm using this for video. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Since you're here.
I
All
think
of
you
the
might get
logic behind
demonetized.
this build.
Yep. Well, I don't make money anyway. So with that being said, right here, I like actually do. Okay. Really quick before I start right now, Perez. I'm gonna let you go over your first one right now, but real quick. Did you have it +8? I thought you were at +7 earlier. So did you get one other recently?
Yeah, I finally got all the copies I need of Self to finally get him to +10. So now I'm just like literally any feathers I get is going straight to him.
Oh man, I wish I could gift you feathers. I would give them to him. Like take them so you can finish this. Because I hate seeing these peaks. When I see them like so high, I'm like finish. But
it's not gonna be too tough. Maybe in like a month or two, I'll be able to finish him because I don't do HM farming. So
yeah. Okay, fair enough. So with that being said, though, since this is your unit right now, take the floor. The floor is yours.
All right. So with his refined tier thing, he basically gets Miracle and attack defense bond. Yes, it's very annoying, but it's also very fun. I always have Smite on my units because it's always fun to have. And since it is AR, you get to smite people for fun with link skills because that's what I usually put with anybody who has Celeb.
I like it.
Now,
so
Aether
you have
for survival and stuff like that. And then Steady Breath, to get Aether. Wrath for the, the extra +10. And then Celeb has so much HP and everything that, like, taking a hit is going to be so hard to kill him anyways. And with Miracle, he's going to live. So when he gets into Wrath range and everything, just Aether is just going to kill, like, literally anybody.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I have even Defense Wave because, like, I just had it. And I was like, you know what, since this is a defensive build, why not just go all out on defense?
Yep.
And then QR for, doubling purposes. This is basically a very defensive build with healing, Miracle, Wave skill, Wrath, and everything like that. And
it's
the plus
so
attack.
annoying. It's so annoying. The only one that I can really make this work off to like actually one-shot you is like my Est. And I have to be in my quad form. So I'm like, I have to go in quad form just to get you down with one hit. Which again, that involves a lot of other flyers being right next to me, and that's like to do all that, to make all that work, like, and honestly, I try to kill him because he is super tanky with that a lot of times, because his defense is looking really solid with that again, because again, you're going to be able to get that extra +4, making it so that he's 38. He's going to be popping off that Aether quite often, which is again very annoying. It makes it because his HP is 55. It's 55. Like, a lot of people don't even be hitting that high right now. We were actually going over what was his name? The new one, the one that just got his refined. No, it was Hawkeye. There it is. It was Hawkeye. Naturally with that right there, and these are old Gen 1 units, right? He was at like 61 HP, just that alone right there. And I was like, damn. And if you think about it, like some of these Gen 1 units right there, they always had like super high HP. Going back over to a Gen 1 unit right now, we're looking at 55 HP with his special, the way that he does everything. Having just a Miracle by itself, having a Miracle in general is just a beautiful skill, because people that nowadays, if you kind of look how like the meta's kind of gone off right now, people have big damage. They got big damage. So a lot of people can one-shot you right off the bat. So to be able to have Miracle built inside of your weapon, it's very nice. It's very annoying, if anything. But to be honest, it don't be doing much of that. And I would love to be able to see a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see more of it right there. More people have that right there and just be able to work off that. Maybe it might be kind of annoying for people, but to be honest, it's unique. And I like uniqueness. I don't hate seeing the same thing over and over again. So, but again, loving this build without a doubt. One thing that I would want, I guess, like my question is, would you ever try to like find a way to try to make it so that your res is a smidge higher by any chance? Like maybe possibly change out your C maybe,
I have a second build that's completely different from this one. It's basically res. It's basically res folk. So what you do is you switch tier thing to divine tier thing, and instead of steady breath, I have DC with either Vantage or Wrath, whichever one I feel.
Oh, I remember.
A res wave and QR.
I like that. That's actually nice.
I'm still waiting for a divine tier thing, refine that has Miracle 2 because that would be hilarious for AR mages, but you know, still gotta wait.
I can see that. I can see that. So there's really not much I would change on here. Really, like the only real things I would possibly change for, just because, I mean, like, granted, keep your ether, keep anything that you can do to really pop off with that ether, and to be able to have that in there. Because if you're coming in, you're attacking, you're trying to make it so that you're going to be going in, hitting them off all the time, and you're not dying, you're going to be living. That's just, that's like the most irritating part about it. So with that being said, I would really only change up maybe like your C slot right there, possibly, if you had something expensive, but like,
yeah, I don't have anything like any rouse or stuff like that. So, and wave skills are, you know, becoming more accessible and everything. So I was like, why not?
Which exactly, and that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, you know, like that is just that would be like the only thing I would change really, because to be honest, it just works very well with your synergy and it with everything. It's just super duper nice. And again, of course, if he's close to people, like you're gonna have an extra attack and defense. Actually, you know what? You would actually work decent with oath, huh? Now that I think about it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because you have the same thing, because you would be working together with, yeah, that would probably be the only expensive skill I would get right there, because you don't want anything solo, because it doesn't mesh with your weapon, because attacking and defense during combat, it's going to help out, because you're just all in all getting big bulk and defense right there, to be able to give yourself a little bit of res, to be able to make it so that you're just like that much more all around. That would be awesome. And then it also gives you also some extra attack too, which is nothing to scuff at. And then of course with your repo right there, this man, I think, okay, here's real talk. This man gets slept on right now, because he's strong. He's super strong. And if you really make that work, then, I mean, I can see nothing but greatness from this. So, but Inyate, how do you feel about this?
Well, Perez and I have some history over this build. In that, like, he keeps thinking I'm gonna steal it.
Cause she does. When I had Ares for like the longest time, literally I got no attention for it. But as soon as she started using Ares, and then Ares started showing up for domains.
Hold up.
Yeah,
that was it right there. Once,
I was just like, what the hell?
Once Ares killed me in Bromains right there, she was like, that is my savior. Yeah. Anything that killed Savage during that point right there, she's like, that's mine right there, because I underestimated him. If anyone doesn't know, small joke with that right there. During the last Bromains, I got killed by the damn Ares. I didn't think he was going to kill me. I was like, in my head, I was like, no, Red Horse is going to kill my Surtur right now. My Surtur has 50 some defense, and it just got one-shotted. So it was, or it got two-shotted. But granted, it did have bonus doubler, but you know, that's besides the point. Moving on. Very good build, Perez. I really like this. It's honestly, like I said, other than minor changes with that right there, you got a really solid build. And then with those two merges right there, I cannot wait to see that. Truly. Very nice. So
Chew, you can have it as long as I get to keep, you know, saying your name is Chew.
Chew.
Exactly. Chew indeed. Chew indeed. It has already been said.
I can't even pronounce the way he wants it to, so
Chew's easy.
Was it Calio?
It's a good build. Kaleo, yeah.
Khalil.
Khalil. Hey, just like I can't say your boy's name, so so with that being said, guys, at least for the video, guys, that is it for what we have right now. We are slimming down the videos big time, because we go into depth with how we do our video wise when it comes to builds, because I don't know, I just like to really talk about them. Why just basically go over everything? It's like, okay, he's got that's basics. Like, no, let's go into detail. Let's talk a little bit about them right there. Let's try to make it fun and exciting. So video wise, that's it. But we're gonna keep going, guys, because the stream is still hot. We've only been streaming for an hour. We probably at least got
Stream's
another 2
over.
hours.
You can go home.
Anyway, so with that being said, guys, at least for the video, guys, thank you so much for watching, guys, and anyone that is watching in the future, guys, if you guys want to come and join us on our, you can either watch one of our streams, which you normally stream around Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and those are going to be Pacific Standard Time at about 5:30 to about 8:30 o'clock, about give or take around that. I usually try to keep it about that same time every single time. And then, of course, if you want to join our Discord, guys, we have a growing community, over 160 some people now. Like I said, I got to keep track because we keep growing. Every time I come on, I'm like, oh, there's more people. Wow, wonderful.
Yeah, we just had a new person.
Exactly. So feel free to come and join us, guys. The link is inside of the chat, and also for the video too, it's inside there too. Should be inside the description. And at least for the video, guys, I will talk to you guys again another time.